It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now Jones. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Throwing, Jones. Sliding out of the pocket. Looking for Campbell downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones, they'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't it.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Mayfield looks to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They'll get this out quickly to Campbell. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Taylor. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Hall. Touchdown! A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now Mayfield. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
That's swung out wide to Harris. Only able to gain a couple there. And they're going to have a 3rd down. These two teams all tied after 1. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Kwity Paye gets to him well behind the line of scrimmage. That is a loss of 17 yards. about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much, don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
1st and 10, Taylor now. Able to push his way through. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Campbell making the catch. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? From the gun, it's Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Play fake. Mayfield. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Kwity Paye In there to bury him for a loss of 11. That time, it looked like he essentially just ran right into the pass rush.
Yeah, partner, I'm not much of an outdoorsman, but the fish jumped right into the net, didn't he? Because you've got to make sure that you're deep enough that you can get around the defensive end, have an angle there. But he couldn't do it because he actually cut that one off. Really nice play coming off the edge.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Third and long for Mayfield. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down. On fourth down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now, their last 2 drives both ending in touchdowns. It's gotten them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2nd and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Mayfield. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Throw left side here complete to Campbell. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Short completion, just 4 yards. And they're going to face a third down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Daniel Jones scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
To throw again on second down, Mayfield. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Colts TD. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. Now they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
The first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A quick pass out to Juju. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Mayfield now. He's going to air one out. And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off at the 38. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
They go play action here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material.
On 1st down, it's Taylor finding room to the 20, and finally taken down at the 15.
51 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that
touchdown Colts! Harris Campbell, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And thanks to the interception, the Colts offense cashes in with 6. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Mayfield firing quickly. It's complete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Mayfield on play action. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
They'll run on first down. Harris. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's get there. Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
To throw, Mayfield. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Mayfield to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Throwing, Mayfield. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Jones. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And the defense, they'll spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Throwing, Jones. Looking for Campbell downfield. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 39 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Switch up.
On first down, it's Taylor, and he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 58 yards on the ground for him so far. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep. Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep.
And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Jones now operating from the gun. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Colts are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
From the 27, Mayfield. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
22's coming, 22's coming, Mike. All day, dog.
Here's Mayfield. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. And again, it's Mayfield. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
That's complete. Okuebuna.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Off play action. Jones. He'll buy some time right. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And it's picked up by the Steelers.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Switch. Check three. Hey, alert 33.
Now Mayfield. Finding Harris over the middle. On it, breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. What a throw right there for the first down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket completing that one.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that. How about him stepping up into the teeth of the rush and delivering there for that big strike and that big pickup?
They'll run on first down. It's Harris, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Switch it. Watch the screen.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 18. Call that a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Jones flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now Jones on 3rd down.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off around the 41.
Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
On 1st down, Harris. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. From the gun, Mayfield. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the Colts will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. They'll get this out quickly to Campbell. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Here's Jones. Off play action. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. A big offensive explosion.